Well, hello. Welcome to another edition of the Garden Girl. Remember how I told you that we were going to go road tripping a little bit this year? Well, I'm keeping to my word. We're on a road trip again. Only this time it's somewhere local. I am at 131 3rd Street in downtown Dover. And as you can see, there's lots of beautiful plants behind me and flowers, and it's gorgeous. And the weather's gorgeous. However, it's not a gardening place. I wanted you guys to learn just a little bit about another sector of the horticulture industry, and that is our cut flowers. That is floral arrangements. And you know as well as I do, you're either a guy that's bought them or you're a girl that's received them. So grab some pen and paper because you're going to find out a lot about these arrangements. So when we come back, we're going to take a sneak peek inside when we're going to get you introduced to the owners and the designers and the whole team down here at Pams Posies.
Brilliantly practical scientist Harriet Tuttle's search for a more efficient life concluded with an unorthodox solution. Harriet created 4 more Harriets. Together they were a model of efficiency. However, while identical, they had their own interests and their own retirement plans, each customized with a Raymond James financial advisor, allowing them to enjoy life separately and together. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
I'm John Maselli, and I would like to welcome you to the Sunnyside Store restaurant. Since 1999, we have served over 500,000 meals. We specialize in steak, pasta, and the patron special, ribs. The Sunnyside Store is located at 5495 North Worcester Avenue in Peral. Hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday, we open at 9 a.m. for breakfast. For more information or to schedule an event in the banquet room for groups of 40 or smaller, call 330-364-5474. This is John Maselli inviting you to the Sunnyside Store restaurant.
Well, welcome back. Now that we're inside the door, I have a very special person I'd like to introduce to you. This is Miss Jennifer Ress, and she is the owner of Pam's Posies. So, you know, when people get into different industries in their life, I'm always curious as to because this is part of the horticulture field. And so, Jennifer, how did this all come about?
Well, for years, my husband was actually a Teleflora rep and a manager, and a store owner in Fairlawn asked him if he'd be interested in buying their store. And so we've owned that store up there for 8 years, and we live here local, so we were always hauling things back for our friends and family and neighbors, and we decided we needed to own one here also.
Okay. So there's 2 locations. Now this being your hub, kind of, but now the other location is located where?
In Fairlawn, right next to the Summit Mall.
Good location.
Yeah.
So now I know you've had this for a while and everything. What's probably your favorite part of the whole, everybody has favorite parts of the business. What's your favorite part of the whole industry with the arrangements and everything?
Oh, I definitely have to say weddings. They're just to see them smile and they're happy, and just the decorating, and it's fun.
Now, besides weddings, what all do you do? Everything from small, give us an example of maybe some of the different stuff you do.
Well, we do planters, fresh arrangements. We'll do, tomorrow we have a wine and cheese basket going out. We can do just about anything they ask of us. We have all sorts of gifts. We have jewelry, wine glasses, candles, garden type stuff. Just about anything.
Now, with the summer months coming around and you know how people have a lot of their parties and stuff. Does it get fun with some different kind of plants that are out of the ordinary, or?
No, I mean, right now we have some tropicals and we have some hydrangea plants, but with the plants, not so much. That we do a lot of plants with funerals. That's a big one so that they can keep it. Right now we have some hanging baskets just pretty much for Mother's Day.
Gotcha. So I guess my other question is, you have the two locations. What is there anything you're gonna change, or like future wise? Is there anything you want to get into elsewise that maybe we're gonna see in the future?
Yes, absolutely. We just hired, you'll meet in a few minutes, Nathan Paternoster, and he is an event and wedding coordinator. So he will come and do absolutely everything for your wedding, so you don't have to do anything at all. He will stay the whole day. He'll organize everything for you, get everything for you. You don't have to do anything. So he also decorates homes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, geez. And so you can see how things branch out. And, you know, hey guys, for you soon to be brides, this might be a good place to start. And, you know, speaking of that, we'll get this part out of the way. You know, they're located in downtown Dover on 3rd Street. What are your hours here?
We're generally 9 to 5 every day, and Saturdays 9 to 1.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Not only are you going to get to see the front end of the store, but we're going to go behind the scenes with Nathan. And I think you guys are really going to get tickled with the arrangement we're going to make. We're going to come back and we're going to teach you about tips on how, if you get one of their lovely arrangements, how you're going to take care of it. And you're also going to find out what goes into this industry. Yeah, you know, they have live plants and cut plants, but they have their own niche in the horticulture industry and in the gardening world. And you're going to find out how much work goes into this industry. So when we come back, have your pen and paper ready, because you're probably going to want an arrangement and you're going to learn some stuff. See you in a minute.
At Bear Carpet One, we're more interested in hearing about your needs than talking about our achievements. Here you will find the best selection of floor covering in the region. Currently we are featuring Lee's Carpet. They have been producing carpet since 1846 and still offer the same quality that has made them famous. Visit our storefront located in Sugar Creek next to McDonald's for our store-wide sale from September 5th through September 13th with special financing. Bear Carpet One, where beautiful is made affordable.
As a parent, we always want what's best for our child. In the case of one child, it may be going off to college. In another case, staying home and going to college. And yet, in other cases, it could be going right into the workforce. But how will they have the skills to do that? Buckeye Career Center has been the answer for one of our daughters. She's learning to do things with her hands that are going to be very valuable for her in the workplace. And we're excited we have Buckeye to thank for that.
Adults who return to Buckeye Career Center to continue their education usually have one goal in mind. They want the opportunity for a better job. The fact is, adult education programs at Buckeye Career Center are less expensive and provide greater opportunities for job placement following graduation. It's your future. Get the facts. Buckeye Career Center. We put people to work. Find out more about your future at buckeyecareercenter.org.
Well, hi guys, we are back, and now you are behind the scenes a little bit. And I have with me a very special person, a very talented person, Nathan Paternoster. Correct?
Yep, that's
I
right.
didn't. Good.
try.
Good. First try. Nathan, a couple questions for you, because we found out about Jennifer. How did you get started in this?
I kind of stumbled across it. My passion was retail, and a friend of a friend of a friend kept asking, we want you to do our wedding flowers, we want you to do our wedding, and finally, one time somebody said, "Will you do them? Will you do them?" And I'm like, "Yep, I'll do them." So I sat in my apartment and made boutonnieres and made wedding bouquets, and here I am, like an actual florist now. So it's been kind of a journey.
And now, how many years have you been on this journey, I guess?
About 10 years. After college, I was in retail, and people just started asking, "Plan events for me, please plan events." So
That's not bad. I understand that very well. I stumbled into mine as well, so I know how this happens. One thing that I think, and this is why I wanted to have an episode about the floral industry, as far as arranging goes, I hate it only because I've done arrangements too, like for the county fair and everything, and I get so discouraged when I hear people, complain about the prices of them. And so I wanted you guys to, that was one of my goals today. I wanted you guys to really understand the process that goes into play to get these arrangements and the time involved and the supplies. Nathan, I guess, my first question is flowers. I mean, where all do you have to get your flowers from, and how does this all work?
Well, as Jen mentioned, her husband Greg has been in the industry for years, so he has searched out all of the sources that you can find, and he has like the best farmers now, and they come directly to us. He shops around all the time. He's constantly picking different places to get them from. We call him, we're like, "We need sunflowers next week." He's like, "Well, let me find the best sunflowers." He's not necessarily looking for the best price either. He's looking for the best sunflowers, because we want them to last long. We don't want you to get what I would describe as grocery store flowers that have been around the block, and we want the freshest things possible.
See, and honestly, I understand where he's coming from because don't you guys have to keep them refrigerated a lot of times too?
Yes.
And to try to hold them and harden them and...
Oh yeah, they come in, and we process all the flowers. They come in on Tuesdays, and they come right off the truck. They're cold from the truck. Our hands are freezing by the time we're done. We trim the stems, we put them into floral preserver, and they go straight into the cooler. Unfortunately, this weekend was Mother's Day, so they're spilling out everywhere, but we're trying to keep them as cool as possible.
Well, and then my next question is, you get all these flowers, the deliveries, you got to figure out what arrangements are coming in that are being ordered and making sure you have everything. Would you not agree that that's pretty time consuming?
It's very time consuming, especially when people choose things off of the internet. They're already the recipe's already done, so we're not necessarily getting to be full-fledged designers. We're following somebody else's template. So we might have a really busy day and somebody wants purple roses and we don't have any purple roses, so we have to come up with something that's very similar but at the same time meets the customer's needs.
Well, and so my next question on top of that is, you have to have something to put all these flowers in. And what all supplies, just beside, I mean, you have to track down all these different vases, containers, interesting. I've seen some of them, so I know how the containers can get very interesting. Supplies. Is there a lot of supplies in this?
There are a lot of supplies. The number one thing that people don't realize is we have to start with a vase. And that might seem a little silly, but we do start with a vase, and any of the vases that we use range from like $5 to $17 and above. So you have to remember, when you call and order flowers, you're ordering a $10 vase plus $25 worth of roses plus the labor. So it adds up quickly. You forget about the foundation. It's kind of like building a house. The foundation has to happen first, and the vase is the foundation. So
Yeah, and that's something I wanted you guys to definitely understand. Is it's very time consuming, and it makes for a full day, and you're trying to get orders out on time, and if there's questions or something isn't right, they have to call the customer and see a substitution, I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's similar for me in my end too. It's very similar. Like I said, the floral industry is very, very similar. So I think what the other thing that I'm curious on is, time frame wise, like say it's a simple, somebody comes in for Valentine's Day, they want a dozen roses put together all pretty, or it's somebody's birthday, and it looks simple. How long does it take?
When we're going at it really hard, it's probably 20 minutes. So it doesn't seem like it's a very long time, but that's if the flowers are processed correctly, if everything's clean, the vase is clean, you don't have any other orders going on. We could probably come in and put something together for you in about 20 minutes. But that's if they're thorned and everything else. So that normally doesn't happen though. So.
And as far as the more intricate, because I have seen the more intricate designs, then what are you getting into? As far as, do you have to track down the containers? Or if somebody wants something interesting or unique, does that start becoming time consuming and, again, costly, labor?
Yes. The more intricate the design gets, the harder it is for us, because flowers do not cooperate. They are not like fake flowers where you can bend them and move them. I mean, so if you have an arrangement that has something jutting off the left-hand side and you need a straight flower that does that, you just can't do it that quickly. So you have to go and look through all the roses and find the perfect one, or whatever flower it might be.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. When we come back, Nathan's going to put his talent to use. You guys are going to watch him put together an arrangement, and he's going to take you through it. And then after that, I'm going to let Nathan kind of take over, and I'm going to let him explain how we can at home keep our arrangements pretty for as long as possible. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a tear in your eye, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July.
You swore and said, we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. We are shining stars. Carry on, carry on. We are who we are.
Hi, I'm Elaine Miller with Naturally Green Cleaning Service. My company serves both commercial and residential clients. We do general cleaning, spring and fall, empty homes to get them move-in ready, and final cleans for new construction. We use eco-friendly cleaning products that leave your home or office fresh, clean, and safe for you, your family, pets, or coworkers. Our focus at Naturally Green is to provide excellent customer service paired with outstanding work to build a relationship of trust with you, our clients. Having served the area 4+ years, we have had many referrals and testimonials that you can access on our website at www.naturallygreencs.com. Our work sells itself, therefore we have never had any contracts even with our largest commercial accounts. Call us today for your free quote and see what makes our company stand out.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back. You are still behind the scenes. We are at Pam's Posy. So if you're just jumping in to the show, this is Nathan. And Nathan is a designer, and he's going to take us through the process. So, Nathan, kind of talk us through, the different, what you're doing here. I'm going to kind of turn it over to the expert.
Well, if you've ever gotten a dozen roses, you would be surprised that there's more work that goes into it than you'd think. We do start with a glass vase full of water. You have to put the water in. You'd be surprised how much more difficult it is to do without the water. And then you take your baker's fern and you go around and you want to create like a flower frog. The flower frogs are like those antique things that have holes in them that people used to put in their vases. And you want to do that so you have a great foundation for your roses. After you get a real hardy base in there, then you take your longest rose. They come like this, so you can see the stems are a little variegated. So you pick your longest rose, stick it in the center, and then you work your other stems around that rose. You want to make sure you pull these little guard petals off. They're the ones that look a little dark. Sometimes I leave some of them on, I like the little variation of it. You always want to make sure that you trim your stems. And if you're taking off the thorns, I just like to pinch them off. Some people cut them off. Make sure that you're not hurting the skin of the rose. You're just picking the thorn, not the skin. Another really important part about that is in your vase, even if you get fresh flowers, if they're from us or anybody else, make sure there is no greens in the water. Greens create like a fungus, and it makes the roses die faster. If you change your water every day, they should last anywhere from 7 to 10 days. But you should be trimming the stems so that they don't reseal over, because when you don't trim them, they seal over and they don't take up water anymore. And that's kind of why roses tend to die.
Now, is it true, and maybe I'm wrong, is it what kind of water should you use, cold or lukewarm?
If you use lukewarm water, the roses will open up quicker. I would not use lukewarm because you want them to open up on their own. I would just use normal tap water, not cold. But if you're having a special party and you get them, I would put cold water and keep them as cold as possible.
Okay, good to know. See, I'm learning stuff here too.
I don't know if you guys get those little packets of floral preserver when you get flowers. That's basically sugar. So anytime that you want to keep your flowers lasting a little longer, just put a little bit of sugar down in there and it'll last longer. So
good to know, see?
Veteran florist told me today that she finds if you put a penny in the bottom of a Gerber daisy arrangement, that the Gerbers will actually last longer. She said she didn't know why, but it does make them last a little bit longer.
I'm just learning all kinds of new stuff. I hope you guys are too. See, now we can try this because Gerbers are gorgeous. Are Gerbers pretty popular?
Yes, Gerbers are very popular, especially with younger girls and the weddings and things like that. People like to use Gerbers, and they're a delicate flower. The stems have to be wired so that they stand up because their heads tend to droop. Even when you grow them at home, they kind of droop over when they're getting ready to die.
So now are you gonna put a dozen in here? Is that what you're for this particular arrangement?
Yes, this particular one would be a dozen.
Okay.
Maybe you got in there. This is a dozen, actually.
Oh, well, there we go.
We always like to finish it off with some extra greens to fill up the negative spaces.
I like how he just strips it right off and just, it's nice and simple.
Your hands are green when you leave here. Some people like baby's breath. I like limonium. It's really up to you. Some people call them request no baby's breath, so it's just different. And going back to the preserving flowers, and this is a warning. When I say a trace amount of bleach, I mean less than a teaspoon in a vase this size will sterilize the water of just a very trace amount of bleach, and it'll make sure the water stays sterile. If you can't change it every day, or you know you're going to forget, just put a little bit of bleach down in there, and a little bit.
So it just kind of holds any type of disease or bacteria at bay, which again makes them last even longer. And it's funny, I know the limonium that he is putting in is actually a gorgeous perennial that can be grown in Ohio, like right in our area.
You can. I didn't know that.
Yes, you can. Yep. It's real pretty. I mean, they come in all different colors. And of course, you guys know you can grow your roses, but a lot of us don't have them looking quite like that.
I want to meet the person who grows roses like these ones.
Me too. If we can find him, if anybody knows him, let's go ahead and get him on here for an interview.
Yeah. That's really your finished product. I went around the bottom with your base roses, and then another layer to surround the center one, and then your tallest one peeks out.
Awesome, guys. Well, one of the things when we, come back. There's a couple other things I want to go over. And so you can take a real quick break, but when we come back, be ready.
Hi, I'm 1450 WJER's Bill Morgan, inviting you to join me on television Wednesday evenings at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 for TV2 Sports Talk. Sports Talk is your weekly look inside high school football, volleyball, soccer, and more. Look for guest appearances from your favorite area coaches and players. TV2 Sports Talk, Wednesday evenings at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 on DMG Channel 2 on Time Warner Cable.
Well, hi guys, welcome back. Usually this is the part where I tell you about next week and everything else. And this is usually where I'm wrapping it up. But something caught my eye back here. Nathan, what is this?
This is curly willow. It is a vine that we use actually more for contemporary arrangements, but it became much more popular recently. It's a florist staple. Our Akron location actually grows this. They have a huge bush out in the backyard, and we just trim from it. It gets these little green leaves on it. Some of the florists don't like it, but I think it looks a little more rustic.
I really like the look of it, and it's just so unique. Now wait, you said you're growing it, so I know just from being at school and stuff, growing cuttings and we did grafting and cuttings. How does this fare out like that?
Same exact thing. If you get an arrangement from us and this is in it, all you have to do is put it in a vase, let it sit, let it root, and then plant it, and it will grow into a very manageable bush.
See, there was a reason why I was eyeballing this back here. You know me, anything I can grow, I'm going to try. Do you see this becoming more and more popular?
I do. A lot of our brides right now are doing that rustic barn wedding, and they want whimsy, they want airy, they want natural, and this just lends itself perfectly to something like that and you can do a big statement for not a lot of money with the curly willow.
Okay, see, you heard it. So all you girls around here, you soon to be brides, check this out a little bit. And there's so many, we could go on all day. There are so many interesting flowers out there that, for cut flowers and, if people are going to, and I'm sure that this is something I just want to touch base on. Nathan, what are some of the easier ones to grow? If somebody like perennial wise, I know we have roses, but they're nice and you can do cut roses. I have, but what are some good perennials that you've found? If somebody say they wanted to do a Nathan and try to throw a couple things in a vase, what are some easy ones for them?
Hydrangeas. You can grow hydrangeas. You can grow daisies. Daisies will come up every year. They will spread like crazy, so daisies are good. Zinnias. I grow zinnias at my house because you just throw the seeds in and they pop up. I didn't have to do anything to them. Lilies, Asiatic lilies, any fragrant lily really. Well, I guess. Yeah, pussy willow as well. And I'm pretty sure pussy willow will root too, won't it?
Oh that will too. That'll root. So that's neat. Okay. So now you guys have a couple ideas if you want to, have a few in your own little vase here and there when you're sitting there having your coffee in the morning. Nathan, I really want to thank you. I know Jen's busy around here, but Nathan, I really want to take a moment out. I want to thank you for this opportunity. Like I said, guys, I just felt like you needed to hear a little bit about the behind the scenes because this is a very large sector of the horticulture industry. I know you guys, go to Walmart or you come and see me over at Hillcrest, but honestly, this is a huge sector of the industry, the cut flower industry. So, Nathan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And do you have any, anything you'd like to leave
Well, we appreciate having you and being able to share on the show. I guess my words of wisdom or knowledge would be we don't have, I don't want to say we have the best flowers, but we have the freshest flowers. So make sure you stop in at Pam's Posies because you'll get ones that last longer than anywhere else.
And where are we located again in Dover?
I knew you were going to ask me that. It is on 3rd Street, and I cannot remember the number.
Well, downtown's not very big. So downtown Dover, and honestly, when I saw it clear down the block, there was tons and tons and tons of flowers outside. So you can't miss it. Trust me. Thanks again. Everybody, happy gardening. And I have a surprise for you next week, so I'm not telling. So you stay tuned. We'll see you next Wednesday.